Okay, Jimmy boy, it's a beautiful night for football. Tigers getting ready to kick off in a game that means a lot for especially one team, the Tigers. Kick taken all the way back to the 10-yard line by the time he corrals it in and slammed down right away. Hit on the stop by Moose.
Yep, number 35 there, Tiger extraordinaire, come to play here the last half of the season, really been making his presence known. Spike, this is about as tough as I've seen the Tiger field look in many a season.
Oh, yeah.
It's muddy out there, and it's raining right now.
She's been a steady rain for a couple of days now. And as you can tell, the rain coming down right now. Well,
clean uniforms to start with, but give us a couple plays.
All right. Archbold is going to forsake the running game, of course. They're riding with that empty backfield. Here's the quarterback on a keeper right away. Met again by Butler up at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Moose had a good look at him. Also 57, Chad McClory right there in the stop. And interesting contrast these two teams, not only on the field there, of course, you know, Archbold being in the light-colored clean uniforms at this point, and our boys in black, but the Archbold Blue Streak, Spike, really like to put the ball in the air, or else the quarterback keeps it. So
yeah, absolutely.
if they can get him stopped, then it'll go well for the Tigers.
All right. Now this time they're going to keep double wingback set, but dual receivers to this side, one to the far side of the field. Out of shotgun. Goring running right, trying to find running room, and once again, Moose Butler on a third consecutive tackle.
Yeah,
that one for a loss of a couple.
Exactly, Spike, and the way it's looking right now, Butler may have that assignment, and I believe he's
up to the quarterback.
Yeah, he's up to the task. Heard the coaches on the radio a few times, and they all talk about, well, it's pretty simple. Mr. Goring, what all he likes to do and what he can do, and they can't let him rush. He's almost a 1,000-yard rusher this season. If they can get him stopped at the line of scrimmage, then that means pass.
All right, big down. We've got trip receivers to this side, two on the other side. Empty backfield, out of shotgun. Looks upfield, throws well short. Fourth down, incomplete. And the Tigers now have forced Archbold into a probable punt situation.
Yeah, interesting. The quarterback just threw that in the ground. It was about 10 feet short of him. Just a horrible pass. Likely he hasn't thrown a pass that looked like that from scrimmage all season long. Well, then he looks at his hand, Spike, and it's just plain lousy conditions out there, and we'll see which team can handle that the best. Yeah, thanks, Spike.
Okay, Tigers aren't going to buy anything yet. They've got everybody up matching up with the receivers. So there's the bounding punt end over end. It's going to roll dead inside the Tiger 35-yard line.
Interesting that literally nobody was back to receive that punt, Spike, but I think that's probably a good plan. Looking at these field conditions and looking up into the rain to catch that ball, better let it take its bounce.
Well, yeah, you can't afford to lay off any receivers. They wound, lined up with that same formation. So a punt of 36 yards, no return. 10:19 to go here in the first period from Liberty Center. And the Tigers will take over there at their own 34-yard line. Hesterman out here as a wingback, gives straight ahead to Butler, Butler spins off one hit and pops his way up to the 37 for a gain of 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, looking at the field there where a lot of the game's going to be played between the 30-yard lines, there virtually the center of the field, that rain's glistening up at us, reflection off the lights, and that's an indication it's muddy, Spike.
Oh, yeah. All right, Slee behind the quarterback, tip lady. Butler offset to the right. Man in motion is Hesterman. Here is the give, I think, to Butler. Butler squirts ahead.
Yeah, that was kind of that cross buck you like to say, fake one way and coming back the other way. Not much to be made out there presently here.
Yeah, that time knee must have came down quickly, and he didn't get a very good spot, a right-footed spot on the last one. So Tigers now faced with a 3rd down and 8, staying in that standard wing tee set to the left. Here is Hesterman in motion. Here is play action. Bootleg by the quarterback. He's at the 40. Tip lady, straight arm, dives ahead and up to the 43. It's going to be very close, Jimmy, and I'm afraid the Tigers, ouch, might be about half a yard short.
Boy, that was a good ball play there in Tiger backfield. Just about all of us bought that fake, you know, just figuring it was a line plunge. And here come Tip lady rolling to his right side and made it extremely interesting. They're going to call for a measurement.
Well, yeah, after they pick the ball up and move it to the stripe. Now that really, well, okay, he's got the mark here without the ball, but that seems just a little odd. Why they always want to move the football.
Well, this gives the Tiger brain trust a lot of time to figure out a fourth down play.
True
Spike,
story,
if we
Jim.
can review in our mind, that fourth down call is darn near one of the Tigers' best plays from scrimmage this year. A lot of times successful.
All right, well, they're going to about 2 feet short, so that'll bring up fourth down. And boy, I tell you what, in a game like this, you don't want to give up possession. You'd like to go for it, but do you dare?
I know, and you're looking at the mud down there where he'd be kicking to, and you think might be good to pin him back there. But on the other hand, you're almost toward that midfield stripe, and you ought to be able to get a yard, Spike.
Well, I don't know. After the referees picked the ball up, moved it around, and then they decide the Tigers are 2 feet short. It's fourth down and 2, 8:42 to go, and the Tigers are going to show that they're going for it. They're laying their ears back. There's no holding back now. Time to bring the mail. All right, Hesterman in motion left. Here's a quarterback sneak. Yes, sir, he's got up on a stinking rotten, no good yellow flag.
Yeah, there was a jump on the left side of the Tigers' offensive line there. Was a little anxious to get into the blocking scheme, and that's going to cost the Tigers 5 yards, Spike.
Yeah, I'm afraid that was an underclassman type penalty here. Boy, oh boy, you talk about a riverboat gambler coming through with the big call.
Oh,
Tip
yeah.
lady on the hard line plunge, and it's going to be brought back.
Yeah. Well, that'll change things a little bit. You know, 4th and 6 is a whole lot different than a 4th and 1, so likely we'll see a punt perhaps, Spike.
Well, yeah, they can't hardly gamble on that now.
Yeah, boy, that's a tough penalty. That's right there from the get-go. The Tigers had a drive going. Ooh, a low snap. Can he get it off?
Well, yeah, but he poached it, and they're actually only going to gain 3 yards on the punt.
He had just a little more time than he really thought so, but boy, that ball come back here on a roll to him, bounced around, and he got the handle quick as he could, and he thought, man, timing's not there. I've got to do something with it. But Archbold Rush wasn't quite there to hassle him as much as he worried about.
All right, well, the end result is essentially a turnover for Liberty Center, and even worse when you figure they did have a first down. So Tigers will, defense will have to rise to the occasion. Archbold with the ball at the Tiger 42-yard line, 8:18 to go. All right, quarterback on a little keeper, tries to find running room. Butler, I believe, steps up, makes the initial hit.
Yeah.
That time they ran a little bit of a chicanery play there as they faked a little inside handoff.
Well, a wide around end, almost like the fake. I don't think it was the end coming around there, but
wingback.
Made us think it was going to be a sweep around the Tiger left defensive side, and quarterback kept it.
All
Slee
right.
almost had him in the backfield, but didn't quite get it. But the way this is kind of playing out, I think Butler is assigned to number 12.
All right, 2nd and 5, 3 wideouts, far side, man in motion this way to set up 3 over here. High snap, quarterback keeps it, tries to sift his way through, hit hard by Butler, and Gorig felt that one in the midsection. He'll trot off to get a signal from the sideline. It'll be 3rd down and probably about 1 to go.
Yeah, it's slippery out there, Spike, that's apparent. Weekers dug in there, tried to make a quick move there on defense, and about lost his footing there, slipped.
So it's going to be less than a yard for Liberty Center. And now they're going to bring in a running back type of offense. Number 40, I believe, Bosselman in there. Lining up to go for it. 6:53 to go. No score here, first period. Here is play action. He has to throw it away. McClory.
57.
Chad McClory!
Yeah, good coverage out there by number 9. Also, Jordan Perdue out there, and Tate Slee along with him. But Chad McClory bearing down on Goring, Archbold quarterback, and he had to dump that off quicker than he wanted to. Spike, that was one thing the Tiger coaches thought about this true West Coast offense that Archbold likes to run, that he was 3 seconds, he's pulling the trigger on that pass all the time. That is when it's right.
All right, 4th and 1 to go. Quarterback sneak. He's going to pick it up, but Tigers closed fast. That time Weaker's in on the initial hit.
Slee down under there too. Boy, that quarterback, Mr. Gehring, is got that white jersey miscolored right now.
Tigers lining up in that, almost a 3-8, Jim, because the linebackers kind of floating around and dropping off blitz packages. Chad McClory has went from nose guard out to a defensive end on the other side. Hesterman, a defensive end on this side. And, we'll get that in a second. Back to throw out of shotgun, lost it out there along the sidelines.
Oh.
Butler slowed him down.
No, Slee missed him.
Slee, excuse me.
Yeah, Slee had a home run tackle right there and just could not change direction when he needed to, just a little bit because of the conditions.
Oh, yeah.
And just whiffed him. That was a whiff out there by Tate Slee, but boy, during the course of this season, there's been not many whiffs by that man. He's been stalwart on defense as well as being a 1,000-yard back on the offensive side.
Perdue finally in on the tackle. So the Blue Streaks come out with trip receivers the far side, double wide out this side, motion this way. Quarterback straight ahead, finds running room and hit first.
15
by Evan Tiplady, who's going to see a lot of defensive back play tonight. And that's going to be very close to another.
Yeah, right down there almost to a first down status again. For some reason or other, number 35 was not bird dogging the quarterback. You know, the Moose, he was all over the quarterback for the first half dozen offensive plays.
Well, they probably have a certain defensive scheme they're setting up.
Change coverage, I'm sure.
All right, trip receivers this side. Quarterback again on another keeper, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
I think Moose got there on that shot.
Butler in on the hit. So, that's going to give Archbold a 1st and 10 on the Tiger 18-yard line. Boy, Jimmy, at 4:57 to go here while we set the chains in the first period, no score. Boy, you hate to even get down by 1 touchdown because of just the toughness of the field conditions.
Precisely. It scores may be kind of hard to come by as you're talking about.
All right, here's the snap. They fake that little handoff, straight ahead run. And the Tigers are going to have to find a way to close down that middle, as I just don't think Archbold's going to have the
passing game really clicked.
Yeah, the passing game, and they're not going to be able to run to the outside very easily either.
If they can drive for a first down, to keep a drive going, that's what they like, and that's what their quarterback, the dimension he's given them all season, Spike. If the pass doesn't look like it's there, and he's got them spread out to cover those guys, he can pack that mail.
All right, Honacki into the game on defense on the interior. Gives straight ahead again and tripped up there, but another positive gain for the Blue Streaks, and it's going to be 3rd down and again short.
Perchlik, I think, got a piece of him that time.
Gain of a yard. 3rd down and 3.
Well, in 4-down territory are the Blue Streaks. 2 to the far side, 3 receivers over here. Under center, Goring looks for that little kick out and runs it up ahead and
Butler,
inside.
Butler, Perdue, and
the 10.
Howard in there. But good enough for a first down, Spike.
Well, the Archbold offensive line apparently doing a job for their quarterback Goring, as he's almost single-handedly brought Archbold downfield here.
Yeah, he's a big, strong boy, and I tell you, when he puts his chin toward the line of scrimmage where he wants to go. He's a formidable guy to try and tackle there, Spike.
Well, they continue with that same formation. Now Goring back in shotgun about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man in motion to the football. They fake the give to him. Goring around this left side, puts his head down. He's into the end zone.
Yeah, Purdue there on the stop. Slee couldn't quite get there. Others too, but this Goring is a ball carrier, Spike.
Well, he's getting very good blocking up front right now.
Well, part of it is they spread them out. That's the reason they're kind of fond of this West Coast offense. They put enough receivers out there. Tigers got to spread a little bit to cover those guys, and that's some pretty good gaps for Goring to try to run through.
All right, at the 2:57 mark, first period, Archbold up 6-0. They're going for the single PAT kick. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and I believe off to the right. Well, maybe that'll play into the picture later. So, at that point, 6-0 Archbold, and we're going to get a word here, mention some of our sponsors. We've got the porch coaches, Rick Miller, Mike Mann, Dave Moeller, Jeff Spangler, Louis Miller, Chris Zacharias, Danny Brown, Matt A., Dave Silvas, Rob Shaddy, Terry Bowers, Tim Bowers, Ronnie Hoover. Also, we've got Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry. Oh, I don't want to forget Kevin Moeller, too, with the porch coaches. Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry, Railside Meat Market with Bob Miller and his ever-expanding business. Taste of the Amish, meat, cheese, and more with Bob. Also, the Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Bob handles the highlight tapes from the last 10 years. Also, you can order game-by-game or a season-by-season tape set as well. Holgate Metal Fab, Jeff and Todd Spangler. KK Collision with Kyle Kern, state-of-the-art body work, mechanical, and now even diesel work. Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt. Swanton Welding with the Zeider family. The Dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini. Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill, who, by the way, helped do a great job on the field. And, of course, Megan Irving with Wells Bowen Realtors in Napoleon. See Megan for all your needs. Now that bounding kick bounces through, picked up back there at about the 15-yard line, and I believe it's Slee finally returns it up near the 30.
Wow, hard to get a handle on that ball tonight. Now, they're going to be starting right there from their own 30, well, a little under the 30, 29, but, boy, it's muddy out there, Spike.
Yep. Well, Liberty's going to have to find a way to generate a little bit of offense here. Archbold's proved that they can slowly and methodically move the football, so Liberty's going to have to find an answer.
And I think they can. It's just they have to play mistake-free football. That penalty shut their first possession down, if you recall.
All too well. Okay, Tigers with a wing back set to the left. Hesterman in motion toward the football. Give to Slee. Slee battles off that right side, pushes up ahead across the 30, up to about the 32. We'll call it a gain of 3.
That's by Bosselman and Ross. Gain of 3, second and 7.
All right, Jimmy, that's a little bit something to work with now. He's 7 yards to make up here in the next 2 downs.
Yep.
So the Tigers with positive yardage.
And they moved the ball their first possession.
Irving and Quigley, the tight ends. Here's the give off to Slee. Slee powers and drives, bangs and drives, pounds his way up over the 40-yard line and up to the 43, and that's a Tiger first down. Gain of 10 for Slee.
Indeed, even got him to a cleaner spot in the field. Not quite so muddy on the takeoff now, but they tried to stop him. There was contact there, but Tate Slee, like he's done all season, it takes a whale of a tackle to stop that man.
Neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor hail or the darkness of the night or however it goes will stop the mailman from getting it through. And right there, Tate Slee carried the mail for the Tigers. Now with an offset T formation, give to the first back through. Slee breaks and spins off a one tackle and nosedives ahead up to the 49-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play.
79 for Archbold, got him around the ankles and just would not let go, because if Slee could have broke that tackle, I think he'd have been running yet, Spike.
Okay, the offense for the Tigers. Brandon Stacy, number 62 at center. Weekers, 54 at one guard. Perchlik, 64, and Spicer, 69, rotating in at the other guard. Tackles, Phil Miller, 58. Honaki, 77. Now, in motion, gives straight ahead again, and Slee continues to pound, and going to be a gain of about 3. He's going to be close, but maybe a foot or so short here, Jimmy.
Yeah, close enough. They're going to let everybody cool off and measure it. Yeah, Tiger offensive line, Spike, got to feel good about themselves. I mean, they were showing they could get her done that first possession, but for a penalty, recall. And then here we go this time around. They're just plain moving those streaks out of the way a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and the good thing about it, on a game like this, even wet as it might be, you keep pounding the middle, and pretty soon, just a little play action fake, and you could be off to the races.
Yeah.
All right, 1:17 left on the clock while we get the measurement here. This is going to be close. Oh, boy. 6 inches short.
Yeah.
So third, and the Tigers looking at a chance now to pull a little fast one on the streaks. All right, let's get some more sponsors while we're getting set. Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. They're open from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night and specializing in those 57 kinds of wonderful homemade pies. And, of course, you can't beat the old bacon and eggs and potatoes. The Sky Bank in Liberty Center. Pizzanello's Pizza, home of the slice of pizza to go for $1 with Craig and Sherry Myers. That during their twice-a-day buffet of 11 to 2 and 4 to 8. All right, 1:17 to go first half. Third and less than a yard for the Tigers at the Archbold, 48. Fumble, Slee and Tip Lady each fall on it. And now the Tigers are faced with an even tougher decision because they're looking at fourth down and not just one, but a good 2.5 yards to go. So a second bad break for Liberty Center. They'll just have to find a way. It's only in the first quarter, but they'll have to find a way to play above it.
Notice something that strikes me as just a little bit different from what we've been doing. Tip Lady out there under center kind of bounce a little bit. And had he been doing that all season? And I
hadn't noticed it, Jim.
Well,
I didn't even notice it there.
Watch him as he lines up behind Stacy.
All right, Tigers going for it. 4th and 2.5 inside their own 50-yard line. Hesterman in motion toward the football. Here is play. No, they give it. Slee had it. Butler, I thought Butler had it. He nosedived through, and Slee caught for a loss, and the ball turned over to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Slee didn't have a chance there. There was at least 3 streaks that had a heads up on that play. 2 yards before Slee could get back to the line of scrimmage, and they just rode that play away. Anyway, Tiger defense going to be called on now to stop the slants of Gehring, their quarterback.
Well, you can practice and practice and practice against it. Now the Tigers have seen it live, and they'll see what adjustments they have to make here. They stay with that, it's kind of like a 3-3-5. They throw the home run ball, and that's well over everybody's reach, way down there around the 15-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Boy, Spike from the cameraman's angle right here, and he's got a good view from about the Tiger 47-yard line. Looked as though one of those wideouts for Archbold lined up offside.
Could have been.
But no flag, nobody waved that down, but wow.
Probably a mirage or an optical illusion, Jimmy, on this watery night.
All right. I'll go with that. But his passes have been way off target thus far.
Well, that one maybe just keep the defense a little honest. Now they do give it to that running back on the sweep coming around that side. And the Tigers all over that one. Smackarino!
Yeah, Weekers got the finish there, but Hesterman got a hand on him.
Weekers, Hesterman,
Tip Lady
yeah,
over there too.
All in there. Well, that's going to run the time off the first quarter clock. It's Archbold 6, Liberty Center nothing. Archbold with a 3rd down and 9 at the Liberty Center 48-yard line. Now for the rest of our sponsors. We've got Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece. B.A. Miller & Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. Oh, back up to Speece Trailer Court. I see there was an opening there. A trailer had moved out, but I'm sure if you sign up to maybe get something moved in there, you're going to be about 943 in line because Rick runs a pretty tight court in that area.
Yeah, that's known as a fine spot to be in the great town of Liberty Center there.
Yep.
Speece Trailer Court.
All right, B.A. Miller & Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady, Dan and Francis Brown. Bill, by the way, the father of quarterback Evan Tiplady. Davis Farm Services in Delta and Liberty Center with Karen Howell. The Liberty Center Consulting Group with Mark and Jody Bly. Schaefer Truck and RV Sales and Rentals with Terry and Todd Schaefer. Miller Brother Trucking in Napoleon with old running back Skip Miller. Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender. Mitchell Farm Equipment with Tom, Pat, Barb, and Mike Mitchell. Meyer Badenhop Insurance Company with Glenn Badenhop in the Napoleon office. Bob and Marge Drossix in Liberty Center. Ken and Robin Carpenter, special sponsors. All right, 3rd and 9 as we open things up here in the first quarter. A little slot pass out there.
Yeah.
And he was down. Knees were on the ground
That's
when he
right.
caught the football.
Yep.
End of story. Loss of 2 yards on the play. And Archbold in a probable punt situation.
Yep.
Now, we would go back, Jim, when they were in punt formation before. They lined up just like in the offense. So don't be surprised if they force the Tigers to play defense all the way across the line again.
Yeah, that's just sort of their scheme, is to keep them guessing. And you know how we like to sometimes not punt and make a little
absolutely.
pass. So who can say?
Tigers don't have anybody deep again as they're playing defense with every receiver out there out of the empty backfield.
He's going to kick it.
Low line drive kick. Tigers are going to be forced to let it roll. It takes kind of a sideways bounce there at the end, and the Tigers will have it down there around their own 20-yard line. 11:06 to go here early in that second quarter. A couple of other our sponsors. We've got the Liberty Center Athletic Booster Club, and of course, last but not least, John Slagle in the memory of Donnie Sharp for, like we saw tonight, those stinking rotten, no good yellow flags.
Well, Spike, Tiger defense turned in a good performance on that last series that Archbold had the ball. A pass has yet to gain a positive yard for the Streaks as the second quarter has begun.
Good point, Jim. All right, deep pitch. And the defensive end got out there in a hurry, sloughed that off.
Who was it? That was Slee? Yeah, that was Tate Slee yet with the ball. They find a lot of different ways to get that mail, as we would, to Tate Slee, and generally real positive things come of that.
Second down on a long 9 yards to go.
Sager with the ball.
And that time Archbold selling themselves to stopping the run, and they are going to be in the Tiger backfield once again. That time Sager thrown for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, that's going in the wrong direction there as Tigers edge closer to their own goal line. Ball now down on the 16. Well, on the 14, excuse me.
It's a chess match, and that time Archbold pushing people inside, and the Tigers run a wide play right into the teeth of the defense. Tigers stay with that standard wing tee set. Here's Sager giving it to Sager, cuts it outside, got one man to work on, and that one man brings him down out across the 15-yard line, maybe at about the 17. So a gain of a couple, but the Tigers faced with 4th and more than 10 yards to go.
Jacob Howard as the punter back there.
Good snap. High floater. That is going to come down, take a nice Tiger bounce of about 7 yards, and the ball stops dead right at midfield. 9:03 to go, first half, and it's Archbold 6, Liberty Center 0 with the Streaks with the ball at the 50.
Looks kind of miserable to us looking on the field, and the fans all covered up, the faithful that did come. lots of umbrellas and tarps, even, if you will. But Spike thinking way back on playing days, it was fun to mix it up in a game like this. You could hit somebody, you could slide for 10 feet after you made a play. Might as well get dirty and get to liking it.
Hey, why don't we slide with a big old turnover right here? Out of shotgun, look straight ahead to run, hit right away, I believe, by Butler.
Yeah, Weekers had him, or Perchlick had him up above, but Butler underneath.
Oh, Butler submarined him, made him pay for that one.
Yeah.
Gain of 1, it'll be 2nd and 9.
The Moose, they might need a pressure washer to clean his helmet off so he can see. But
yep.
he's
good, tough, hard-nosed kid, just like every kid out there. You start talking about hard-nosed kids, Purdue is tough. Perchlick is tough.
Spike, they don't let them wear that black uniform unless they're got their dues paid.
Hesterman is tough. That's right. Weaker's tough. You just write down the line. Slee is tough. They need a tough man play. Little lob out there. That's going to be well short.
Nothing
and
doing.
Falls incomplete. Boy, the Tigers just need one break to get back into this.
Yeah, those ruptured duck passes that the weather is causing him to throw could be picked off, Spike.
Yep.
I mean, he's completed one that I can remember, and then the guy knelt to catch it because the conditions were so lousy, and they love to pass that football. So
they may have had one over on the far end line, about the 25-yard line over there, where he might have swung
for
out
positive
there
yards
for about 5 yards, and that's been it, though. All right, now a double wing package, 2 to the far side, 1 here, man in motion. Now rolling to that left, Tigers close it up, and not much running room there. Down at the bottom of that pile is a number 54. Seth Weekers.
Boy, he's taken quite a few shots over there, Gehring has there. He got up that time, didn't know whether he was going to the sideline or back to the huddle or what, but anyway, good stop by the Tiger defense, making it 4th down and a hard 7 yards out there in that mud.
Yep. Now Gehring, or Gary, how you say his name, you know, he's taken hits before, but these are hits where the kids are laying into him pretty good, and he's not able to get out there in the open field where he gets 5 to 8 or 10 yards and maybe only takes the sidelong hit.
Yeah.
He's taking a popping right now.
Considering passing it.
Bobble just gets it off, taken there.
Damian Mays.
Oh man, well, they've got him surrounded. Damian Mays with a valiant effort trying to get it around the corner out here. Gets it up to the 25-yard line where Liberty will take over.
Boy, I don't know the deal. That Archbold punter there almost looked like he wanted to step up and throw it, but he did get his foot into it. And
they almost had that one blocked. All right, 7:22 here in the second quarter. Liberty Center needs just that one big play, something to break things loose.
The defense is playing excellent, Spike. They allowed the Streaks to have that drive.
Yeah, that short field, that 40-yard field.
Ultimately resulted in a score, but otherwise they've been getting her done.
Hesterman in motion to the far side. Here is the reach.
That's Moose there, I believe.
Yeah, the Moose with the football. Gain of a short couple on that dive play.
Was that Moose or was that Slee there? I guess it was Slee, was it? Huh. Boy, they're getting muddy out there on us, Spike.
Well, I'm not sure who it was, because Sagers was in there. They keep running the fresh backs in and out.
All
right, my bad on that for not being set.
Stacy and Tip Lady coming in with the play.
All right, Butler offset to the right. Slee, the fullback, behind Tip Lady, under center. Hesterman, the wingback. Here is rollout
Back to pass.
And it's picked off, I think, by the Blue Streaks.
Number 24 out there, Dan Irving, as I think the intended target, but defense off of his belly was able to cradle that in. Going to set the Streaks up with excellent field position there, Spike.
Well, certainly not what the doctor ordered, but the defense will be called upon again to try to offset that play and maybe make a play of their own. We're overdue.
I think Gehring's been getting softened up as he packs it and runs it himself. He'd like to get his passing game going, but not so far, not very good.
On a keeper, Gorey around the outside. He's got first down yardage, I believe. Shoved out of bounds finally by Irving out there.
24.
Well, that time they ran the motion away from you know, then the fake, and then Gorig went the other way, away from the motion.
Yeah.
So a gain of 10 on the play, 1st and 10.
Speaking of that motion, there has to be pretty good timing back there, because that man in motion comes across for the quarterback just about, you know,
Yeah,
spoiling-
simultaneously.
Yeah, spoiling the.
I'd hate to see a turnover result from one of those. Here we go again, same motion toward the ball. Here's Gorig straight ahead. Tigers, he slips a couple tackles, continues to pound inside, down around the 10-yard line.
Oh, 35 and 77, that being Butler and Honak, he kind of pretty well down right there at the line of scrimmage, and Gehring was still going with the ball. Now they're on the 11-yard line, Spike.
Yeah, gain of 16 yards on the play, and we've got a timeout down on the field. 6:23 to go here in the first half. Archbold 6 and driving for more. Set to go after the Tiger timeout. Archbold trip receivers to the near side. On it. Knocked down, almost
84.
off.
Hesterman got a paw on that, and it was a muddy, slippery ball, so that's all he did. But, wow, that's what we need, Spike.
Yep. Well, Liberty's done a great job in negating the pass play. They've got to find a way to shut down Gehring.
Yeah, they got it. Well, first couple series, it seemed like number 35, the Moose, was right on Gehring.
All right.
But whether they're getting a block on him or that we've changed things a little bit.
Trip receivers to the far side. Double over here. In motion toward the football. Here's Gehring off that left side. Some good blocks. Purdue in there on the hit inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Honacki got over there too. Also 24, Irving coming up from that safety spot there. But,
you know, when they set those trip receivers out there, those guys are just like a big floodplain. They blow out all the Tiger defenders, and then that gives Gehring an angle to run towards as he tries to sift out yardage.
Exactly, Spike. If they can block, or even if they just need to be covered, I mean, you just can't let them go because he'll pitch it to them. But I think Gehring's kind of got a lot of those designed for him to run.
All right, motion now to the far side of the field. Two-step drop, the long lob to the end zone, caught, touchdown Archbold. Good coverage down there by Mays, but the ball was thrown right on the money.
Yeah,
12-0 Archbold.
In spite of the conditions, he had a lot of loft to that and just put it over on the edge of the end zone, and Archbold there was able to reel it in. Yep, Damian Mays.
Archbold with trip receivers to this side. They're going to go for 2 on the point after touchdown attempt. In motion. Fake there, run straight ahead. Gehring into the end zone. He's good for the conversion. Archbold takes a 14-0 lead. 5:29 left here in the second quarter. Streak set to kick. Back deep. Mays and Slee. Mays has it, bobbles, picks it up again at the 20-yard line, returns straight ahead, finds a little running room, kicks to the outside, makes a nice spin cut, up across the 40-yard line. Nice return for Damian Mays.
Oh, that was a great return. He had to take her up through the mud. Key block on that was Hesterman, number 84, getting a good stick there. And
good call, Jim.
And Mays just cut right off that, and well, that's what you got. We got the ball almost at midfield there, Spike, or
yeah, there's going to be some
43.
big things down in the future for that young man, Damian Mays, that with some beautiful cuts in the middle of that pigsty out there.
Spike, 10 yards on either side of that ball right now is just about the muddiest Tiger Stadium.
All right, Hesterman in motion. Gives straight ahead Slee. Slee tries to spin cut, gets up to about the 45. We'll give him a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Brandon Stacy coming out needing a towel so he can handle that ball.
Yeah, you know, and your hands as a center have to be cold because you're right down there in the mud and the grime. And out. They can't be protected. You've got blocking responsibilities.
Well, and he's got to have a feel for that ball. I mean,
Yes.
he just got to be able to feel it. He and the quarterback and, well, anybody that handles the ball.
All right. Tigers with a double wing set. In motion this way is Moose. Here is the give to Slee. Has a lane to run through and breaks through one tackle at the 50 and pounds his way down near first down yardage.
Yep, good play. Good hard play there. Tigers very much in this game, Spike, but they've got to sustain a drive and put some points on their goose egg up there.
Jimmy, now there was one that you read about but seldom ever see. That official, I'm not sure the Tigers had a first down. That was close, very close.
Oh, we got
and
a call on
signaled
that.
it.
Okay.
He signaled first down without a measurement.
All right.
All right, Slee the lone setback. We've got Irving wide out over here, Moose in motion. Here's the give straight ahead, Slee. Slee pounds over the top of a would-be tackler, dives ahead for about 3. Second down and 7.
Yep, Honacki there putting a block on his counterpart across the way in muddy blue streak uniform, and Slee just bounced right past that. So when the running backs get a little room, it's because of some good line play up front.
Well put, Jimmy. Irving again spread wide to this side. Hesterman, the wing back in the slot over here. Motion Moose this way. Again, give to Slee. Slee simply powers straight ahead.
Yeah, he ran over a guy. I think a backer came up to greet him there, and he didn't have any momentum. And Slee just took him with him. But to Archbold's credit, they hung on to him. Otherwise, Slee would still be running.
This is mailman football here. Gain of 3 for Slee, and that'll bring up third and a long 3. The Tigers need to get down to the blue streak 37.
Brandon Stacy going off to get his hands wiped off, brought the play in, just about slipped coming back to the huddle.
Give now to Butler. Butler near the first down line, stays driving, pounding. Jimmy, I think he's going to come up about a yard short. Well, that time, Mr. Slee throwing a couple of them out of the way. They didn't want to quit after the whistle blew.
Yeah, a lot of people wanting that towel to get wiped off, but I see the way it's going now. Brandon Stacy comes out to get his hands in shape to center the ball, and I believe that's a lot of times how the play gets back in there. 69 going in there for the Tigers. Who is that? 69.
All right, referees try to...
who's our 69 there?
Spicer.
Oh, yeah, Joe Spicer there.
All right, we're not unused to this. The Tigers have faced nearly 30 fourth down situations this year, so they're used to it. 4th and 1 at the 39-yard line. Here is the give straight ahead. Slee's got it and more.
He's still got it.
And pounds his way inside the 30-yard line, down to the 27. A gutsy run, a pounding drive. Tigers convert.
Yeah, you know, that's a case where the streak's kind of loaded up behind the tackles, figuring that's what we do when we need a short yard. And that appeared to be a bit of a trap play in close to the center. And, man, that went, Spike. And once he got past the line of scrimmage, there wasn't too many people to get a hold of him.
Pickup of about 12. The dirty but unbowed Tigers going right at him. Here's Butler on the left. Give to Slee again. Slee pounds his way, stays on his feet, and inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play.
Just got to hang on that ball, Spike. I mean, it's slippery, and they'd be doing all they can do to gouge that out of there, but Tigers are just plain driving them. 2 minutes to go in a half, 2 minutes and 15 ticks.
Great write-up in the Crescent News earlier this week on Tate Slee. Has been playing with broken hands, 2 broken hands almost the entire year. All right, Butler off to the left. Give again to Slee. Slee sidesteps one tackler and pounds down inside the 20. I believe he's short, but it's going to be third and a good short, maybe only a yard. Tate Slee has carried the ball coming into the game 261 times. And just to show you what that means, the next closest ball carrier is over 40 behind from Defiance. And then Vickers from Delta, 70 carries behind Tate Slee. What a workhorse. 3rd and 1. Here we go. 127 and a half. Here again to Slee. Hit. No.
Tip
What
lady.
a call. Wow. Tip lady on a keeper. He had me faked out by Jock, and the Tigers have a first down all the way inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it was a well-conceived play. It was Slee, and this time they put the ball in there, pulled it out, Tip Lady keeping it, rolling around to the left, and good enough to make that first down yardage.
That a way to pick me up on the call, Jimmy. Boy, I tell you, Slee took a pop that time, and I was afraid we lost yardage, but the Tigers called the right chess match play, and the clock continues to run. The Tigers have a 1st and 10 at the 14 of Archbold. Pitch deep to Slee, looking for running room. Cuts it up inside, bambles down to about the 11, gain of 3 on the play. Clock running, 55 seconds.
Yeah, and that's an issue. Now, that's at least the second timeout the Tigers have called, so they better perhaps make some strategy for 2 or 3 plays at a time here, Spike.
Well, now, I believe they've used 2. But, you know, Archbold's a tough call for us anyway on the number of timeouts.
Well,
I will never live that one game down.
Yeah. Did anybody ever review the film to see how many timeouts actually were taken and granted?
It was 3. That thing's been watched and rewatched and dissected and bisected and ran around and around and through.
That's one thing about the film. The film generally makes a memory of it, and by jingoes, we can physically think it was elsewise, but but the film shows what it really was.
Thank you.
8 seniors on this year's squad. Those numbers out there at center court, but kind of hard to make out with this rain and with the mud. All right, now back to what really matters here. It's 2nd down and 11, or 2nd down and 7. The ball is on the 11. There's only 53 seconds if you're just joining us here on TV5 in the half. Tigers desperately need to chalk up some points. Here's the give to Slee. Slee pounds ahead inside the 10 and down to maybe the 9, and that's going to leave the Tigers 3rd and halfway there.
Clock
in a 4
still
down
working, Spike.
situation. 40 seconds and running. Yeah, Tigers are going to need one big play here along the way. They've got Butler set to the left, Slee the fullback behind Tip Lady. Clock at 27. Tip Lady under center. Here's the pitch to Slee. Slee looks for a room to cut it off, and down inside. He's got to be down to about the 2. Clock stopped now with 19 seconds while they set the down box.
Final timeout there for the Tigers, but good blocking there, Spike. I didn't get the numbers, but it was the Tigers' left side.
Oh,
that
what a
offensive
surge.
line was just staying together and crowded about the Archbolders back. And Slee burrowed right in there, got as close as the half-a-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, you could see it. It's 1st and goal, like you said, inside the 1, that left side of the offensive line. Stacy at center. Weekers 54, the guard over there. Honaki the tackle, and Quigley the tight end normally on that side. Well, Jimmy, you've got time for maybe 2 plays, 3 maybe if you
Spike, I don't know, running plays, I think if you get 2, that's plenty, but they just need to make their call right here. They need to figure out, and if the offensive line can just put a crack in the Archbold, likely Archbold will kind of try to guess, obviously, where the Tigers are going, but if the boys in black can just move them back a little bit, there will be.
All right, Tigers line up. Quigley, the tight end, on the right. Miller, the tackle, on the right. Perchlick, the guard, on the right. Stacy, the center. Here we go, 19 seconds. Give straight ahead to Slee. Slee powers, drives. I don't know. They say he didn't break the plane. Clock runs at 13. The Tigers will have time to spike the football here.
I don't know.
Yeah, all they need to do is just get a spike.
This is it. He's in! He's in!
That was a second effort there, Jimmy boy! It's a Tiger touchdown!
Between him and Brandon Stacy, they got up there over the ball. He was going to spike it perhaps. Instead, he just took that snap and just launched himself and was able to get that ball over the plane of the goal line.
Well, you know, I did too. I thought he was going to spike, and that's probably with the decision to help get him in, because I think Archbold might have relaxed just momentarily.
Yeah, perhaps, but you know, there was no time for blocking or a big hit off the line of scrimmage. It was like that was down to about 3 ticks, Spike, and Brandon Stacy hiked that ball probably on the pat or the nudge by Evan Tiplady, and then Tiplady launched himself into the end zone there, but he's shaken up right now out there.
Boy, that was scary too, because you didn't get that instantaneous touchdown call. It came from farther out into the corner. So while time has ran off the clock here, we've got a timeout while Evan Tiplady is attended to out at the goal line. 14-6, Archbold when we come back. All right, Patrick Brown, the holder. Tony Smith, the kicker, as he ties his shoe. Tigers set at the line of scrimmage. Tony, one of the 8 seniors. All right, big extra point here. Is Bush back as the snapper?
How much time do we get here?
Now they get it off in time. Hold good kick. I think that may have been blocked. I'm not sure. But Liberty Center on the scoreboard at the end of the half as time ran out. Archbold 14, Liberty Center 6. New life for the Tigers.
Spike, a very important drive there by the Tigers. I mean, they needed to get on the scoreboard, but Tiger offensive line just seemingly had the answers, marched right through the blue streaks all the way down to and across the goal line.
Yeah, I believe that was a 60-yard drive after the return.
Right, a good punt
Damian
return
Mays,
there by
yes.
Damian Mays.
All right, well, 14-6 at half. We'll be back.
Everybody needs somebody to love.
Now, this over here was just like a turnover because we had the ball, we had a first down made, and instead we punted 2 yards on the front. I mean, that's essentially a turnover.
Yeah, either going either way.
My mom's a student in Madison Stadium, and she didn't get out of the game because they were hiking. So she put on a brown sweatshirt.
You had a beer mat. Yeah, they get real ugly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Archbold High School Blue Streak Marching Band.
Probably said you look like you were.
Presenting the Liberty Center Tiger Band Senior Show. The band is under the direction of Larry Line and assisted by Nathan Hesson. Our quarters are Abby Evans and Robin Benson, with advisors Nicole Perkins. The band is led onto the field by the senior band captain, Mel Seydour. Music selection for tonight's show are from the class of 2007. Marianne Dietrich. Abby Evans. Lindy Homacki. Abby Johnson. Ashley Mack. Michael Myers. Robin Benson. Laura Pittman. Max Rottengeyer. Miles Seedorf. Mitch Stoffel. Tiffany Westfall, who is at the National FFA Convention. Ladies and gentlemen, our seniors. Thanks and congratulations to seniors for all your hard work and pride over the past 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band.
Okay, a few quick stats from the first half. Actually very, very close. First downs, Archbold 6, Liberty Center 5. Rushing stats, Liberty Center 27 rushes, 85 yards. Archbold 17, 10 less rushes, but only 10 less yards. Liberty Center averaging about 3 yards a carry. Archbold averaging about 4.5 yards a carry. Archbold was 3 of 8 for 9 total yards in that first half. Liberty Center 0 of 1. Time of possession, Liberty Center 13, Archbold 11. The Tigers lost 1 fumble and had 1 had one pass picked off. Tate Slee, 18 carries for 73 yards, 4 yards a carry. Gene Gehrig from Archbold, 16 carries, 74 yards. Tigers take the second half kickoff, low line drive, bobbled around, finally picked up there by Mays. Looks for running room, runs into a pile of tacklers, but drives them forward and gets his body up across the 30-yard line, up to the 32 in the muck and the mush, as we see.
Hard to get up off of the tackle there.
Better balance when he was straight up and down.
That's about as good a run back as you could expect under these conditions, Spike. Hard to find a handle on that ball, and then, just to keep his footing.
All right, Tigers have to start it out. Tip Lady, we see, back in good shape after that big hit at the end of the half. At quarterback, the handoff to Slee, and he'll pick up a couple maybe, depending on the forward progress, up, looks like, to the 34. Total offense then in that first half. Liberty Center ran 28 plays, Archbold 25. Liberty with 85 yards, Archbold with 84. Jim, as even as you can get it, with the exception that Archbold had 2 short fields, one from 42, one from 38 that they converted into touchdowns. Liberty Center's touchdown drive was 60 yards.
Yeah, that's just about like the scoreboard says. It's just a 1-score difference here.
Second and long 8 from the Tigers' own 34-yard line as we go. Here's Tip Lady on a quarterback keeper. Pounds his way right up the middle. Good for 9 yards and a Tiger first down.
Boy, you just like the way that looked. There looked like there was some gaps on either side of Stacy on the defensive set there by the Blue Streaks, and Tip Lady just pulled one out of Gehrig's playbook.
Yes.
Off to the run.
And you know, while I'm not a football aficionado when it comes to breaking down plays, you know, Archbold set to stop Slee or the second back through every play, and so there's a fresh diversion for what normally the Tigers will normally run. All right, Hesterman spread out wide over here as the wing on this side. Here is the give to Butler. Butler following a block by Slee. Has running room on his feet and nearly another first down.
Wow.
Forward progress. We've got one guy on one side of the 45 and the other guy on the other. They split the difference. And now they're going to give him, that's good for 10.5 yards and a Tiger first down.
Yeah.
That time off that right inside behind Perchlik and Stacy the center. Jimmy, how many times, several times tonight, the Tigers have been one tackler away from the end zone.
Well, I believe the Moose lost his footing getting through there, and they sort of knocked him off balance. Otherwise, maybe he would have taken her all the way.
Action has a man open, Irving out there, and caught by Irving! Caught by Irving inside the 30-yard line!
Boy, what a pitch out there. Tip Lady standing in the mud, no footing for him, and yet he reared back and he got it out there to Howard. Irving, excuse me, I don't know why I want to do that, but Dan Irving, and Dan Irving had to kind of bobble it to himself because hard to get a handle on that. Good pass play by the Tigers.
All right, Tigers moving the football. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Archbold 28-yard line. 10 minutes, 10 seconds here in the third quarter. Tip Lady under center. Slee behind Tip Lady. Oh. And the give. Tigers are going to be happy to get back to the line of scrimmage with that one. A little bit of...
and to keep possession of the football. That was almost slid off Tip Lady's fingers there as he got that snap from Brandon Stacy. Both Tigers tried to probably get warm and dried out at halftime, and here in the first series, they've got to come over and use a towel on a regular basis.
Well, you know, it never fails from the 30 to the 30. From sea to shining sea, it's just mud.
Looks like a sea of mud out there.
All right, we've got Hesterman spread out wide as the wing comes in motion this side. Here is the give. That must be Slee by the way he's running the ball. Gain of a couple on the play. It'll make it 3rd and
no, that
probably
was Butler.
6. Butler, excuse me.
That was the Moose.
Boy, we didn't get much on that spot. Wow. Gain of a yard, so it's 3rd and 7. Every crew has its own personality, and these guys spot very short. And then on the one time when I thought it deserved a
Yeah.
chain gang, they gave us the first down.
We got a
so-
whole half a yard on that one.
All right, Slee the fullback, Butler running back to the right, gives straight ahead, Slee got running room, straight up the middle, he did the 10, the 5, and gone right there, a 22-yard burst right up the middle.
Oh, you give him just a little bit of running room, and he's moving it, Spike, and got him down there banging on the door.
5'10", 202 pounds of dynamic fury up the middle, and the Tigers knocking on the door of the Blue Streaks. First and goal from the 5. 8:30 to go here in the third quarter. Archbold leads it 14-6. Now the double wing back package. Butler to the left. Now man in motion. Gives straight ahead to Slee. And that's a Tiger touchdown!
Yeah.
It's a Tiger touchdown!
Yeah, he was virtually untouched pouring through there, so give it to the line that can open the holes, and Tate Slee, you can bottle him up for a while, Spike, but you can't hold him down the whole game.
All right, that time the center, Stacy Weekers, Perchlick the guards, and into the promised land. The mailman delivers again. It's 14-12 Archbold by a scant 2 points. Jimmy, and that's big too. You come right out on your first possession. You take it down the field and score.
Yeah, you had to have a good feeling how the Tigers ended that first half. Now, they scored with the time running out, but boy, they just felt good about themselves. They drove the field to do that, and now they're going to go for 2.
All right, Irving spread wide to the far side. Over here to give the ball straight ahead. I don't know. Ouch. No, the Tigers have not had much luck with that running play on the point after touchdown this year. And that goes for naught. So the score at the 8:17 mark, it's Archbold 14, Liberty Center 12.
Well, that shows to Goya that Archbold can't hang their hat on just 2 touchdowns to win this game, Spike. They're going to have to not play it too close to the vest, and that gives the Tiger defense plenty of opportunity. So I think the Tigers are feeling awful good right now.
Yeah, well, and you have to believe that on a field like this, conditions like this, the rain has yet to stop falling. It has to not necessarily favor Liberty Center, but it takes away the passing edge on of Gehrig. Now, Gehrig, we're going to see what kind of stamina he's got here as we move into a little deeper into this third quarter.
Yeah, their coach right out there in midfield, or in the center of the field there, kind of imploring how they want this return to come back. But Spike gets a literal quagmire right out there in the center of the field, and that does have to affect anything. But it's the same for both teams. So, you know, they just got to knuckle down and get her done on defense here, these men in black.
All right, Bo Totsky out near us. The 40-yard line, going to try to find a place that he can swab the mud away.
That's Mr. Botoxky there, huh?
Yeah, Bo Totsky. All right, the officials allow a little time to get that chore done, and now the Tigers set to go. The Streaks have 3 men back deep, all inside the 30-yard line. You know, Totsky can lay a lumber to it right here if he can find a dry spot to get that last...
well, you worry about his plant foot, Spike.
Right, that's exactly right, his plant foot. Good move ahead, good spiraling kick. Hits down there at the 25-yard line, scooped up at the 20. A little bit of running room, and hit and dropped right away. Good open field tackle, and we'll give that...
64, Perchlick.
Yep.
Also the Moose.
The Moose in there, all right.
Yeah, you don't ever count the Moose out. If you can't see the guy's number getting up in the mud out there, Moose is probably
It's
it.
probably the one. All right, now, let's just say we had converted it, and it was a 14-14 tie. What good does that do you? Who wants to go into overtime? The Tigers have to score again to win the game regardless.
Oh, well, it's a lot of football to be played, but Tigers got to feel good about what they've done so far.
All right, man in motion to the far side. That overloads the left side. Looks up the middle, throws a wobbler up there. Just out of the reach of a diving Seth Weaker.
You know, Spike, that's just a great illustration of these conditions there. Ball left the quarterback's hand. It had a heck of a wobble to it, and Weaker saw that in practice. He'd flag that down, have his feet under him, and still be running.
Oh,
because it's so slippery out there, he could not dig in for a little toenail room to be able to
couldn't even get to the ball.
Yeah. So that just shows you the pass.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Trip receivers to the far side. Double package over here. And no man in motion. 1-step drop, fire over the middle, caught.
Nothing.
And
2 yards.
I believe
2 yards on that, Spike.
Howard on the tackle, number 20, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Irving. Not Howard. We had Howard there. Well, he's in the same block of numbers there.
All right, short gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. We'll call it a gain of 3.
All right, this passing game is just pretty shaky for this West Coast offense that have just filled the air with passes all season, Spike. Can the Tigers hold them again?
Look for Goering to run the football, perhaps to the trip receiver side over there. Now he just a little dump pass. Tigers all over that. Now the ball fumbled out of bounds. I assume.
Yeah, it's a 4th down any way you cut it there. Are they giving a reception on that? I don't think so.
Yeah, they give him the reception, and they give him even the forward yardage on the fumble.
Wow.
We had...
well, now, you can't fumble it forward, Spike. That doesn't work.
Well, they did, and they got it.
Huh.
Now, they got the extra 2 yards.
I think we ought to debate that.
4th down and a short 3 to go. Ball at the 40, their own 40-yard line. The Blue Streaks show like they're going to go for it. Tigers, oh, no.
They're gone. He bought one off the Tigers, Spike. Well, they call it against the Tigers. I think a lot of the stands and maybe Tiger coaching staff wanted the quarterback ducking, you know. You're supposed to kind of be normal in your cadence and in your positioning up there, but nonetheless, a hard count, whatever you call it, able to turn that into a 1st down.
That may have been a blessing in disguise. Tigers had about 7 or 8 men up inside that box. Archbold could have easily hit something to the outside. So let's just make up for it right here. Dorig slips, falls, tripped up there by a nose-diving Butler. And a gain of too many. Well, no, good stop. He knee hit quickly, so only about 2 yards on the play.
He didn't get a lot, but they almost had him in the backfield. He lost his footing out there.
Well, this is really what football should be once in a while, Jimmy.
Exactly.
Good mud and dirt.
You got to have some
and
of it.
rain and grit and guts and gouge and
little blood sprinkled in here and there.
All right, back out of shotgun, looks, fakes now, throws deep. Uh-oh. Got a man caught out there and finally hauled down. A big gain for the Blue Streaks down around the Liberty Center 20-yard line.
Yeah, big pass play there. Coverage was about there, but it's hard to make a stop on a dime and change your attitude.
Yep. Well, a couple of breaks in this game are the only difference now, but the Tigers with their defensive backs to the wall. The Blue Streaks with a 1st and 10 at the 19, a gain of 34 yards on the play. They'll spread out 2 to this side, 2 to the far side, a double wing set. Now the man in motion to the wide side of the field. Gordon going to take off and hit right away. Not much running room at all. Tackle will give credit, I think, to Butler, nose diving through.
Yeah, Butler got a piece of him.
Yeah, and that was Butler. Got him tripped up to begin with. Help came from several Tigers. So a gain of 0, Jimmy. That's a smackerino.
I think that qualifies as exactly that.
Yeah, loss perhaps of even a yard, a half a yard.
Yeah, well, the Tigers need to come up with a big play here. He probably, as close as they are, would like to keep it on the ground, but that ball's got to be hard to handle.
All right, in motion to the wide side. Garrick now in a deep pitch. They've got him hung up back there. Somebody bring him down, and they did. Smaggerino!
Who's that, Quigley there? Big 88?
88
Yes,
Quigley,
sir.
as the Tigers had him hemmed in, turned him upfield. Quigley there to polish him off, and it's another loss on the play of about 4 yards. 6 yards, excuse me.
Pretty risky ball handling there in Archbold backfield, Spike. A little razzle-dazzle for them, if you will, and a pitch and a bit of a belly in that. And time he started upfield, he slipped, and Tigers were right there to put the crunch on him.
Boy, Hesterman's shaken up. I think he's got mud in the face.
Yeah, his hand's just about as soiled as he can be, and got to clean him off. He can't even wipe his
couldn't
face
see.
or
Couldn't
wipe
do
his
anything. Yeah, he's in kind of a bad way as he get. That's going to take a minute to get his eyes cleaned out.
No, that's what they're doing. They're squirting him with a water bottle there, trying to rinse him off a little bit so that he can continue.
Now, that has taken Archbold out of effective field goal range at one time on the 19. In the muddy field, it would have been in a stretch, but
yeah, exactly, Spike. That's just so muddy out there. I just can't believe somebody could kick with that kind of planting surface, you know.
yeah.
Saying nothing about their range or anything else. It's just slippery. Got to be slippery.
Yeah, injury, Hesterman in the face. He's been down there now for quite a while. They've been tending to him.
Looks like he took a header right in the mud, Spike, from his defensive side there.
Yeah, and now his complications with his contacts, they could be anywhere. They could have floated anywhere in his eye. They're probably still dirt particles and mud particles everywhere. And so the officials have deemed it necessary not to move him until they can come to some sort of conclusion here with cleaning out those eyes. So both teams kind of trying to stay warm here, kind of bouncing and moving around the situation. 5:38 left on the third quarter clock. Archbold leads Liberty Center 14-12, and Archbold with a 3rd and 17 on the Tiger 25. So while we get this sorted out here, and we certainly hope that Hesterman getting straightened up.
Sponsors, Spike. We could go through the sponsors. Would be a good time if you got enough tape for that.
Let's get our seniors here. We certainly have to mention those guys tonight, our 8 seniors. The starting quarterback, number 15, Evan Tiplady. All right, as we flip the page, we've got number 54, guard and linebacker, Seth Weekers. Number 69, Joe Spicer, a guard and defensive tackle. Also, we've got number 71, Tony Smith, 220-pound tackle and kicker for Liberty Center. We've got number 84, who's down right now, Kyle Hesterman. Number 84, tight end, defensive end for Liberty Center. And flipping back over quickly to that first page, we've got Tate Slee, 5'10", 202-pound fullback, linebacker extraordinaire, the mailman bringing it on tonight in all conditions. And we'll run down those sponsors in just a moment. Continue to attend to Hesterman. We've got the porch coaches, Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry. Dave, one of the original TV5 sponsors. We've been on the air now for year number 11. The Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Railside Meat Market with Bob Miller right there at Liberty Center. And Bob doing a great job, that business growing. Going back to the Tiger Shop, as we mentioned in the first half, Bob Shaddy there carries our yearly highlight tapes, and of course also individual games and full seasons can also be made available. Holgate Metal Fab, one of the original sponsors, with Jeff and Todd Spangler. Todd, one of the assistant coaches for Liberty. KK Collision with Kyle Kern. And Hesterman finally getting up. Looks like now he may be somewhat straightened out thanks to the attention out there of our trainer. And another unnamed doctor of sorts. So now, Hesterman has to come off the field. Appearing to be now in good shape as he gets a little loosened up, runs around looking for something here. And Archbold comes out with that spread formation to the right, trip receivers. They've got 2 to the far side and expect motion to the wide side of the field. Now clock starts, 3rd and 17, 5:35 left third quarter. Out of shotgun, 2-step drop, fire over the middle, wide open, caught. Tigers close in, but a big gain there of probably close to 15 yards.
Does not convert though, Spike. It'll still come up a 4th down for the Streaks.
Yeah, and now they're back into that territory where they could elect to go, and that far side over there may not be quite so bad for a field goal. But at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 4th down and 5 looks like they're going to go for it.
All right, gain of 13 anyway. Back now, same formation as last. Trip receivers here, 4:58, 4th and 5 to go. Out of shotgun, quick toss, caught. And hauled down inside the 5-yard line. Archbold converts a 3rd and 17 on 2 plays. And now they're knocking on the Tiger door again.
Yep.
They'll have a 1st and 10 at about the 2.
Yeah, they spread the field as they've been doing, and as is their tendency from that particular offensive set, Spike, and receiver open right in the middle, and Tigers closed quickly, but it was enough to ring up a 1st down.
Archbold once again with that empty backfield. Quarterback under center, looks for running room, and he's got nowhere to go. Hit immediately, I think, by Purdue.
But he's in.
But he's in for the touchdown. He only needed about 1.5 yards. Wow. Well, he did the same thing the last time on that as he stayed under center and just kind of followed a guard and a tackle into the end zone. So now Archbold goes up by 8, 20-12, and a big point after touchdown kick attempt coming up.
Yeah, this would be key. If the Tigers could get this stopped, then they would be within a score and a 2-point conversion. So we'll see. It looks like they're going to set up to kick, Spike, and looks awful muddy from here.
Yeah, but that's probably the play to make. That would give them a 9-point lead. Snap, good hold, kick up, sails, but I think it stays inside.
Yeah, I believe so.
Kick is good. Archbold takes a pretty dangerous 9-point lead, 21-12 at the 4:35 mark of period number 3.
Well, we think of the Tigers in their last possession or two, Spike, and they just moved the ball pretty handily. So if the Tigers can mount one of those drives, a lot of time yet.
Yeah, Tigers are going to now in the position where they need 2 scores. Archbold able to keep up with the 1 point per touchdown kick, and the Tigers have failed to convert, and that is another big difference in the game. All right, let's get some more sponsors here. The Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, Swanton Welding with the Zeiter family, the Dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini, Megan Irving, representing Wells Bowen Realtors in the Napoleon Liberty Center area. Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill. Truckers Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. The Sky Bank in Liberty Center. Pisanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers. And the Spees Trailer Court. Tigers have Slee and right through his leg. That's going all the way back to the 10-yard line. Boy, we need a break here. We might have got it. If he can get to the outside. He's got McClory up there, head but caught from behind. Damian Mays turned a disaster into something plus, and the Tigers get it up across the 20-yard line.
He was within a couple whiskers of really making it big, too, Spike. The Streaks just about over-pursued to try to get to the coverage there, and almost he got around the corner.
Yeah, and the Tigers had a block. McClory had made it upfield. The last man there, McClory was in a position to lay a block on him, but caught from behind after he made the cut. So the Tigers back in business, but they've got to score as quickly as pretty much possible. Slee behind the quarterback, Tip Lady under center. Give straight ahead, and Slee powers up for about
4 yards?
4, yeah, we'll call it that. Be 2nd down and 6.
We haven't thrown a pass to Quigley yet, have we?
I don't believe.
Big number 88, a good target with good sure hands.
Well, and I think Hesterman, number 84, who's back in the game out there as a wingback, has yet to have any real offensive purpose in this offense other than, of course, to block. Tigers continue to keep it on the ground.
It must be 3. That's Hefflinger. Is he in there? No, Moose. Boy, I saw a 3, and that was about it, but it is the Moose, 35.
You did good to see one number. All right, maybe they're going to call it 3rd and 6. Okay, Irving, number 24, is going to be spread out far to the far side. Hesterman and Moose, the double wing package, Moose in motion. Tiplady out there, caught by Moose. Moose tries to make a cut, rambles, bambles, stays on his feet, and a great one-man effort, gets very close to the first down yardage.
That's the signal. The sticks are moved,
Yep.
the Tigers live on.
5 yards behind the line of scrimmage as the head referee moves up, signals first down. I'm glad, I'll take it. And a great job by Moose in the open field.
Moose is having a night out here. This is a game he's going to remember. Now, he's got another year and he'll come back, but playing at home at the end of his junior season here under these conditions against
Sophomore
the Blue Streets.
season.
Sophomore.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, they got the standard wing package right. Here is the give to Butler again. Butler picks up a couple off the right side, up across the 35, maybe to the 36. Yep, Butler in that first half led the Tigers with 8 tackles. And Tiplady playing some defensive back for a change, picked up 3. And then we had several Tigers with 2 tackles in that first half. We had McClory, Smith, or Seth Weekers, Perchlik, Purdue, and Slee.
All
with
registering
2 tackles. Yeah, with 2 tackles. All right, 2nd down and 8. Tigers with a first down, moving the ball. He's got a man open out there, but over the head of Hesterman. Hesterman leaped, but that's a tough pass. He had people in the vicinity.
I think it went right through his hands, I thought, Spike. I mean, pass, just a tad high, but it would have been catchable under regular or more normal circumstances, but slippery and cold and hard to rake that in.
All right, Tigers now faced with a 3rd and 8. They were about here before when they completed it on the last series to Butler swinging out of the backfield. Now we've got Irving spread out over on that far side. Hesterman the wing over there. And Moose Butler the wing over here. Slee the lone setback. Straight drop by Tiplady. Looks in trouble. Ditches away from that. Still looks. Now he's got a man. If he can get it to Quigley. On the catch. At the 50. All the way down to the 40 and into the 35-yard line. A great change of play right in the middle of it. A little dicey, but a great move there.
How about Tiplady? Tiplady struggling to stay on his feet to shed a tackler that was coming after him, and Quigley getting off of his block, just cleared his block in time, and Tiplady just aired it up where Quigley could rake it in.
You don't have to blow him over, Jim. Just knock him down. And Tiplady shot, putted it over the top. Quigley hung on, and a big gain for Liberty Center.
That was a perfect touch pass. That was just a memorable play there by Tiplady to Quigley.
Tiplady on a late pitch to Slee, breaks one tackle, drives and grinds, and gets down inside the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the play as the Tigers draw one up again. A little bit of a bobble, but a good comeback there by Tiplady. And it's like you referred to before, Tiplady made something out of nothing after he was in trouble. 2 plays in a row now.
Yeah, well, that's senior leadership there. Tiplady didn't see quarterback position for a long time, but boy, he's made the most of it this year.
All right, Tigers come out. We've got Hesterman in motion. Here is the give to Slee. Slee pounds ahead. That's good for about 4 more, and it should bring up 3rd down and short. A minute to go here in the third quarter.
Spike, there's a lot of good young men out there really playing their hearts out in the mud. You just got to love it.
Oh, sure. What a great way.
The pads cracking up here, and you think, well, how can they crack? They're wet, they're muddy. Wouldn't they slip off each other? But those are men playing a man's game.
Yep. Now Liberty Center getting close to the area where they might get, no, they're not going to get any foot grab here. All right, double wing set. It's going to be muddy all the way through. Tip Lady on a little keeper, and he's got more than a first down. We didn't even have time to showcase that. That was third and less than a yard, and Tip Lady with a 3-yard gain and a Tiger first down. Clock stopped while they set the chains. 28 seconds remaining here, third period. 21-12 Archbold. The Tigers need a score. They have to score on this drive.
Yeah,
Jim.
they should. I mean, there's a full quarter looking at them there, but they've got to get some points up because they're pretty hard to come by. But you just love this Tiger team. They're just no quit here at all, Spike.
Absolutely. I'll love this Tiger team forever. Like you say, they've undergone a lot of problems and able to bounce back. Now a burst by Slee. Slee drives and eats up 3 Archbold Blue Streak tacklers down inside the 20 to about the 17, and that's a gain of 7 yards on the play. Liberty Center relentless now, moving and driving on the Blue Streaks. This is what it's all about, Jimmy.
No question.
This is good Liberty Center football.
Yeah, take the Tigers early in the season when they were 1-4 and went over to Swanton. It's like, well, are you going to play football? Or are you going to cut bait and go home or what? But they just continued to improve. They ran off 3 straight victories, and here they are. If they win here, they still got a shot at this playoff picture.
Yeah, and they know that going in.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, they're just, you got to love them. I mean, this is where it's not written anywhere that wins come easy. They find that it's a real struggle. These people have fought hard, and deserves got nothing to do with how your season comes out. It just happens that way, and it's what you do with it. These guys have been building character that'll carry them the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. All right, while we get the chains moved and the ball set, we'll be back to start the fourth quarter. Under center here after the gain of 7 yards. Tip Lady hands off the left side to Butler.
Yeah.
Butler picks up a couple, and that's going to be third down and about 2 to go. So a good 2-yard gain there, giving the Tigers a good shot here in 4-down territory. Ball rests at the Archbold 15-yard line, where I said as coming up second down and 2. Stacy, we've mentioned that, goes to the sideline, keeps his hands as dry as possible.
Yeah, he's got to get rinsed off a little.
All right. Wing back package to the right with Hesterman there. Slee behind the quarterback. Hesterman in motion. Gives straight ahead. Slee with a burst, and he's into the end zone. It's a Tiger touchdown. It's another Tiger touchdown, and Liberty Center comes bounding right back. They drive for the second time in that third quarter, finishing it off early in the fourth, and they pull the whistle.